Bonjour à tous et à toutes et bienvenue. Welcome to this live Coffee Break French event for Black Friday 2024. Now, if you are watching this live, you're very welcome. Obviously, it's great to have you here. We're broadcasting on the Coffee Break French YouTube page, Coffee Break French Facebook page, and the Coffee Break Languages YouTube page as well. If you're watching the Coffee Break Languages page, then we've already done a German and Spanish live today. As you can see, it's been a long afternoon. And there's one on Italian coming up in the next hour. But we're focusing on French for this one. And I am very glad to have you here. Let me know where you're watching from. We've got Tim in Michigan. Hi, Tim. Great to have you here. And Claire is in Scarborough. And just wondering where to start. Well, this is the live stream for you. I hope that you will, along with all of our other viewers, know exactly where to start in terms of our Coffee Break courses. And of course, it is an important time to start because it's ultimately the best time to start when we can offer as big a discount and make your courses as accessible as possible to as many people as possible over the Black Friday weekend. Let me just check that everything is working. You should be able to see me. You should be able to see our slides here. And excuse me, we should also be able to see the computer. Yep, we can see that. So we'll go there in a moment. I think everything's working, so I think we're good to go. Over the course of the next 40 minutes or so, we're going to be taking a look at all of the different courses that we have available to help you with your French. I should also mention that I've got a bit of a cough, so if I disappear, the reason is I'm just coughing quietly myself. So I'm just about to do that. So hopefully you will not hear this. Hopefully you didn't hear that. We're trying to avoid... well, I've been talking for 2 hours solidly so far, so I've got a little more to go. I'll try not to cough on camera, or at least on mic. Okay, so what are we here to talk about? Well, we're here to talk about our courses, our academy courses. So we have the Coffee Break Academy, where all of our language courses are held. And these are self-access courses where you can work through the materials at your own pace. And they're normally audio content, video content, a variety of different types of content. We also have the Coffee Break Club, which is a slightly different platform. It's where you can access a range of video lessons, a little bit like Netflix for language learners, if you like, where we've got lots and lots of videos which will help you move forward one lesson at a time with your French. We'll be talking about both of these today, and I'll be showing you both the Coffee Break Academy and the Coffee Break Club on our Coffee Break TV website. It's also an app, so you can get Coffee Break TV app and watch on the go on your app. We'll be talking about pricing because pricing is very important at the moment. We obviously have 40% off all of our courses within the Black Friday sale, so I'll be showing you how to get that 40% off. Very straightforward. And if you have any questions at any point, please post them in the chat. I can see the chat here and I'm able to bring your questions or your comments up on the screen. So for example, we can see that we've got Francis joining us in Mexico. Fantastic. And Chander in Montreal. So you're very welcome. Let us know where you're watching from. If you've got a question, it'd be really useful if you post the word question, and then that way I can quickly see the questions that come up as we work through the slides. So let's begin by taking a look at our 4 main Coffee Break French courses. We've got level 1 for beginners, level 2 for lower intermediate, level 3 for upper intermediate, and level 4 for, excuse me, level 4 for advanced learners. We also have a range of additional courses, so things like the Coffee Break French magazine, things like our verb fix, En route avec Coffee Break French. We've got our reading club, we've got our travel diaries, we've got our special Il était une fois course, a fantastic course, which is really good fun, and I'll show you a little bit of that later. And we've also got La Vérité éclate toujours, which is our advanced course based around a novel called La Vérité éclate toujours, The Truth Will Out. I'll go through all of these and explain the levels of each one, the pricing of each one, what you get within each course. And we'll also talk, of course, about the Coffee Break Club. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. Again, we've been. If you've any questions at all, just post them in the chat. We've got Matthew joining us in Surrey. We've got Charles in Utah. And we've got Alag in Algeria. Fantastic. Okay, let's take a look at our combination of courses. I'll leave that slide there, but we're going to go to our web view here. So this is our main Coffee Break Languages Black Friday page. You'll find that at coffeebreaklanguages.com/BF2024. And we'll post that link in the chat a little later on so that you know exactly where to find it. On this page, you can see that there are 4 days left of the sale. We're stopping the sale on Tuesday evening at 11:59 p.m. So make sure you take advantage of it before then. And you can obviously choose your language. We've got 9 languages on offer. Obviously, we're thinking today about French. So if we click on French, this takes us to the French section of our main page. Now, this is just a sample of some of the courses that we have available. To get all of the information about our courses, then view our full range of French courses here. So if we click this button, then that will open up our Black Friday French page. So just get rid of that. And here, that's just a link for this live video. We have our whole catalogue here. So beginners, lower intermediate, upper intermediate, and advanced, and also our video club and the bundles, which I'll be mentioning a little later on. So if we scroll down for our beginners courses, we've got Coffee Break French Level 1. We've also got a shorter course called Coffee Break French To Go Season 1. I'm just going to pause 1 second because Hugh is asking, will you have a recording of this live stream so I can watch later? Yes, this will be available on the page that I've mentioned up there. So coffeebreaklanguages.com/BF2024. There will be a link there to watch the live stream. So if you've got to go just now, I'm sorry, you've got to go, but yeah, you can go. Hugh will be, you'll be able to watch this later and make the right decisions. Obviously, you won't be able to ask a question later. You can ask a question just now. But yeah, it will be available after the event for the replay. And if you're watching on the replay, you're very welcome. So let's take a look at Coffee Break French Level 1 in the Academy. This is for absolute beginners. So if I just find the course in the Academy, I've got an account here on the Academy that lets me see all of our courses. So as you can see, this is beginning from the absolute beginning of the language, asking how are you, greetings, saying where you're from, very, very basics. And if you've never done any French before, then this is where you need to start. So, saying where you're from, you're asking questions, comment t'appelles-tu, comment vous appelez-vous, d'où viens-tu, where do you come from, d'où venez-vous, and so on. So it goes through all of the details here. And this is the lesson notes. We have a video version of this lesson. So if you like watching a video, seeing the words on screen, then you can watch that. If you want to listen to the audio, then you might want to do this while you're out walking or while you're driving to work or something like that. You can do the audio. We also have bonus audio to help you practice what you've learned in the main audio. So this is content that's based around the very early stages of the language. And if we scroll right the way down to the end of level 1, so let's just jump into the notes here for lesson 40. This is how far you've come from the beginning of level 1. So you remember that in the early lessons we were learning simple questions like comment allez-vous and so on. But now we've got a conversation between myself and Pierre Benoit, and you'll see here there is a lot more to this. We've already learned a lot of French, and you can see this is the amount of French that we're able to deal with by the end of level 1. And of course, everything is explained in our notes with vocabulary and explanations about what's covered there. So with level 1, you really are beginning at the absolute beginnings of the language and moving on and solidly entering A2 in the European framework of reference. If I just bring that slide back on screen, I think I can do that. We've got this sort of roadmap of language learning. And this is the common European framework of reference, where we've got beginners at A1, upper beginners A2, lower intermediate B1, upper intermediate B2, and then advanced level at C1 and on to almost native level at C2. So level 1 is very much at the A1 into A2. And then level 2 will move on from A2 into B1, level 3 around the B1, and level 4 B1 into B2, pushing into C1 from time to time. And then, of course, we've got our Helvète, our La Vérité éclate toujours, and Il était une fois, which would be in the C1 category. So we'll go through each of these in turn. If we come back out to our screen here, let me just make sure I've got this here. So Coffee Break French to Go Season 1 is further past practice, basically, of basic French. It's 10 video lessons with lesson notes, and these are interviews recorded on the streets of France. So our level 1 course is normally $199, so $199, down to $119, $119 with that coupon code. Now, you don't even need to worry about entering that coupon code, because if you click on the Buy Now button on this page, then you will be able to access the course with the coupon already applied. Claire is asking, what's the difference? I'll just take me off here. What's the difference between the courses you have here and what you have on Spotify or other platforms? Is the content different? So these courses, on Spotify, you have the audio content, and you have the content of Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and so on. Our Level 1 course includes those audio materials, but they also include video versions of the lessons. So rather than just listening to the audio, you've got a video that you can watch where you can see the lessons on screen. You have got, obviously, the audio content without any ads. You've got the lesson notes, which will explain everything that's included in the lesson. And you've got the bonus audio materials for each lesson. So there are 4 different elements for each of the lessons that you would normally just hear the audio for in Spotify or whatever. You've also got quizzes where you can check what you've learned. And you also have the opportunity to ask questions. So there's a discussion area. So there's discussions here about the lesson that has taken place. So that's part also of the course if you buy the course. And some of the other courses aren't available within the audio, within Spotify and so on at all. So that is level 1. Moving on, we've got lower intermediate level 2. So level 2 focuses more on really getting into the grammar of the language. We don't shy away from the language in level 1. We don't shy away from the grammar in level 1. We very much cover the grammar too. But level 2 really allows us to get more involved in that grammar and understand it in greater detail. So if we go into level 2 here, you'll see present tense, daily routine, using the present tense to make arrangements, saying what you're going to do. So using aller plus the infinitive, je vais faire les magasins, I'm going to go shopping, and so on. Looking at avoir un être, looking at regular and irregular verbs, but everything is in the context of interesting discussions and fun conversations, and also practical situations. So talking about going to do something, the negative of the into the immediate future, and so on. So lots of content there. And then towards the end of level 2, we've got a bit of a soap opera, as it were. So you've got much more developed French. So we've got a kind of soap opera here. We've got Jean-Jacques, David, Sophie, and Christina. And they are some friends who are having a little holiday together. And you can see here we're following the discussion, and there's lots more French. So this is the level that you've reached by the end of level 2. And again, everything is explained in our lesson notes. And of course, this is also as a video lesson too. You've got the video lessons with the words on screen. So that is Coffee Break French level 2. We've also got the travel diaries. And the travel diaries are shorter courses made up of 10 lessons. And the 10 lessons are based around a journey. So in the case of season 1, it's a journey through the south of France. In the case of season 2, it is a journey to the Normandy beaches and the Loire Valley. So these are travel diaries where we're following a group of people, friends, a couple, and we are seeing what they get up to on that journey and the adventure that they have. Excuse me, sorry, I'm going to have to cough. Sorry about this. And there's language practice in there. It's an opportunity to get more content, to build your vocabulary, build your understanding of grammar as you see these grammatical concepts in real life when you're seeing them in texts and hearing them in texts. Our reading club is a year of reading practice, as it says here. Sign up today and you'll receive 1 text per week for a whole year. And this is where you can really build your cultural knowledge, because the reading club is a text in French about a cultural element. And there's an audio version of it. There's vocabulary and questions, comprehension questions, and so on. So our travel diaries courses normally are $64, but with the 40% off, that's down to $38. Our reading club is normally $129, down to $77 with the Black Friday code at the moment. Okay. We also have upper intermediate content. So our upper intermediate content is our level 3 course, again, 199 down to 119. Our magazines, which are again cultural focus, so these are 10 audio and text lessons where you're building your knowledge of Francophone culture and building your knowledge at that intermediate level. And we also have some other things, so Coffee Break French to Go Season 2, more videos on the streets of France, and the Coffee Break French Verb Fix, where you're mastering your verbs with some music, with repetition and so on. And the Verb Fix is normally 42, is down to 25. The To Go series is 28 down to 16. Our magazines are normally 79 down to 47. And our level 3 course is 199 down to 119. So all, again, saving 40% on the cost of these courses this weekend. And then moving on, we have another opportunity for intermediate level learners. If you're at this level, this is where the club comes in. So let me tell you a little about the Coffee Break Club. Again, if you have any questions at any point, please do post them in the chat, and I will address them either as we go through or when we come to the kind of Q&A part at the end of this. So let's talk about the Coffee Break Club. But before we do, I'm just going to take a sip of water. Okay, so the club. We created the club to address the issue that many, many learners have. As you begin to study a language, at the beginning, you can move forward because every new thing you learn, you keep moving forward and you add more vocabulary to what you understand, and you can start to put that vocabulary into phrases. However, there gets to a point, really it typically happens when you're sort of at an early intermediate level, where you feel you're not really moving forward anymore. And the thing about that is, it can sometimes be a little discouraging, but the fact is, it's right, because at that stage you don't move forward as much. It's like the road suddenly became much wider, and you've got to make sure that you're covering the whole road as you move forward, because there's lots to learn, and it's all about getting lots of input and getting as much understanding of how the language works through the results, through the through seeing what you're learning in different contexts. So when you learn a particular grammatical construction or a particular piece of vocabulary, seeing it in one context is fine. But when you see it again and again, then that really helps to consolidate that in your mind, and then that's how you can begin to move forward. And the club is what we've developed to address that. So let's take a look at the Coffee Break Club over on our Coffee Break TV platform. So this is the website. There's also an app version of this. And you can see here within the club, we have access to French, Italian, German, and Spanish. And with one payment, you get access to all languages. So it's not just for French, it's for all 4 languages here within the club. If we go to French videos, see all, this is in a sense like Netflix. It's imagine you're browsing Netflix for something to watch tonight. Well, you can browse the club for something to learn today. And we have literally hundreds of videos on the Coffee Break Club ready for you to start practicing your French and developing your knowledge of both French language and Francophone culture. And we've got lots of different types of videos. So you can see here, we've got Walk, Talk and Learn. That's where we walk around the town, we talk about the language we see around us, and then we go back to the studio to learn more about it. We've got translation challenges, where you are challenged to think on your feet. One of the things about speaking a language is many people ask us about speaking practice and how can I get better at speaking? And in so many ways, speaking is not necessarily about speaking, it's about thinking on your feet. I kind of feel that speaking has 2 elements. One is pronunciation and making you sure that you're saying the words correctly. And the other is being able to think on your feet and say what you want to say in an effective way that will convey the correct thing. And so much of that is practiced in so many of these club videos. So let's go for a quick translation challenge with Hélène here. If we jump into this, I'll skip forward.
Bonjour et bienvenue dans le club. Je suis Hélène. Alors, notre première phrase.
So the idea here is that Hélène is going to challenge you to translate a phrase from English into French, and she's going to give you 10 seconds to do it. So emulating that kind of thinking on your feet thing. Let's take a look at the expression that she wants us to translate.
You have to study regularly to pass your exams. We're speaking to one person, addressing them as tu. 10 secondes. Alors, la traduction, tu dois étudier régulièrement pour réussir tes examens. Here we're using the tu dois plus infinitive. Tu dois is in the present tense here. It's a bit irregular. Tu dois, you have. Étudier, to study. Here that's our infinitive. Finish with er. Régulièrement, regularly. Pour réussir, to pass. Here we've got the pour, which is a bit of in order to pass, pour réussir. Careful here, réussir and not passer. Réussir tes exams here because we want the results. Passer would be more of having the exam.
So there you go. We've had 10 seconds to think about this expression, and then Hélène explains how that would be said. So you're thinking on your feet, you're trying to work out what that would be. Now, maybe you're having a conversation about exams, or maybe you're giving advice to someone. You have to study regularly to pass your exams. And obviously, this is one very specific example, but within each of the translation challenges, we've maybe got 4 or 5 sentences, and there are many, many translation challenges on the club. And that's just one type of video. We've got many types of videos, some of which are out and about, some of which are in the studio. And we've also got the As-tu deviné où je suis videos, which is a kind of mystery location. You're trying to work out the location of a postcard that has been sent to one of the teams. So let's take a quick look at that. Let's look at this one with Pierre Benoit.
As-tu deviné où je suis? Bonjour, c'est parti pour un autre épisode de As-tu deviné où je suis? Je m'appelle Pierre Benoit et j'ai reçu une autre carte postale de Léa. C'est donc l'occasion d'apprendre, voire de consolider votre français. Il y a aussi le défi, il faut deviner l'endroit où se trouve Léa grâce aux indices dans le texte de la carte postale. Allez, on y va? Où est Léa aujourd'hui?
Salut Pierre-Benoît. Cette carte postale ne te dira rien, car ce village n'est pas mondialement connu. J'ai pris l'avion jusqu'à Lisbonne et ensuite j'ai fait du stop jusqu'à la Serra de Lusa. C'est un paysage montagnard très escarpé et j'espère faire de l'escalade et prendre des photos des falaises. Pour les amateurs de moto, il y a un très grand festival en août.
Okay, so we're trying to work out where Leah is based on the clues in her postcard. And in case you're wondering, I'll just skip to the end of the postcard.
Ça m'a fait un
Leah
petit peu
is
peur.
in fact in Goiás,
So, connais-tu
in
Goiás?
Portugal. Quite a tricky one, that. Some of them are very much more well-known places, but Goiás is definitely a challenging postcard there. Okay, so that's the club. In the club, we also have a community where we have regular discussions, and we also post our Over to You videos, and that's where we post a video and you respond and getting another opportunity to practice your speaking. So you can see here, Christian is answering the video by posting his reasons for learning French in this case. So the club is a fantastic way to practice what you're learning. And one of the very interesting things that we need to mention about the club is that for the first time ever, we have made a non-recurring payment option for the club. Some learners prefer not to have a recurring payment where you are paying on a monthly basis or an annual basis. That still is an option. But for this Black Friday, we're offering a special 13-month pass starting now and running all the way through to December the 31st, 2025. So that basically means you've got access to all of the contents of the club, not just in French, but in German, Spanish, and Italian too. And all of those videos, each lesson lasts maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and you're going to be able to practice your French every single day with a new piece of content that will be available within the club. And we're adding new videos all the time too. So that is a very special offer where the normal price would be $220, and that's down to $132 or about £104. And ultimately for about 24 pence or 30 cents per day for the whole of 2025, you're getting access to a huge amount of learning content, and you can literally move forward every single day because I feel very confident in French, but every time I take a video on the club, I learn something new, whether it's French, German, Spanish, or Italian. So the club is definitely something to think about if you're at that intermediate level and want to keep moving forward, keep doing a little bit every day. Many of you, I imagine, will be using things like Duolingo to continue working on your French. And that's great. Duolingo is a great tool if you want to learn how to say there is a elephant standing underneath the plane or something like that. The club is a... excuse me. Sorry. The club is an opportunity to get a real lesson from an expert teacher who has preempted your questions and is able to answer those questions within the context of a video. So it's definitely something worth considering. Megan is asking, excuse me again, the reading club sounds great. Is only available at one level. So we have a reading club and it's available at an A2B1 level, so a kind of lower intermediate level. That might be your level, Megan, I'm not quite sure, but you might consider that or the club or one of the other things that we offer. Claire's saying, do the courses have time constraints or would we have to access that course, would we have access to that course for life? So with the academy courses, those are lifetime access. When you buy a course in the academy, then you pay once and you have access to that for as long as you need it. With the club is either a subscription with a monthly or an annual subscription, or if you buy the 13-month pass, then you can use the Coffee Break Club throughout the year. And during that year, you have access to all of the videos. But on the 31st of December 2025, you will lose access to all of those videos unless you choose to buy the 2026 pass and so on. So I hope that answers your questions, Claire. Just another question from Claire. Did you say there is an app for the Reading Club? Not for the Reading Club, there's an app for Coffee Break TV. So all of the videos that you're seeing on the club that we've been looking at, you have a Coffee Break TV app which you can use on your phone or on a tablet, for example, and use all of the videos there within our Coffee Break TV app. Tim is asking, I've taken your courses for the past 2 years. Do I still have access to your courses? I would imagine so, Tim. If you have been using the Academy, then I think, obviously I can't check your data right now, but you should still be able to log in and access all of the courses that you have previously purchased. Absolutely. And indeed, if you want to continue on with another course, then you can add that in. If it's the club and you've been paying a subscription, but that subscription has expired, then you wouldn't still have access. I would suggest just get in touch with us. You can email team@coffeebreaklanguages.com or simply use the little chat icon on our main Coffee Break Languages page, and the team will get back to you as soon as we can. Julia is asking, what happens if you select the wrong level? Can you change? Yes, you can change within like a week or something like that. Presumably you won't have downloaded all of the content at that point. If you start the course and you think, this is not quite the right level for me, we'll be happy to swap you over to another level, if that makes sense. If you've got specific questions about where you are at, I'm happy to suggest a starting point for you, if that helps. Okay, let's come back to the advanced courses. We've got En route avec Coffee Break French, and that is a lovely series filmed in the south of France. It's 10 audio, video, and text lessons where we're talking to native speakers, and it's a great opportunity to practice your understanding of native speakers speaking at their normal rate. So that's En route. It's 10 lessons, normally $139 down to $83. And then we have our flagship advanced course, Coffee Break French Level 4, where it's a 40-lesson course. It's audio and text lessons where you're building your knowledge of complex grammar and idiomatic expressions in this story-based course, excuse me. Sorry. I have been talking solidly for 3 hours now. I've got one more to go, but we'll get there. So if we come to here, jump back here and go into level 4, I can show you the level of level 4. So it's a story that we're following. Again, there's audio content, transcripts, and then language study audio and language study transcripts. So we can have a quick look at the transcript here. And again, this is the story that's following the lives of 4 people and how they interact. So the lesson is presented by me and by Pierre Benoit, and you'll see most of the introduction is in French, a little bits of English here and there when we need to explain something. And then you can see this is a text of an email here sent by Mathieu to Gabrielle, and you can see it's high-level French, lots of idiomatic expressions and so on. And advanced level of grammar. So there, you can see, I'm saying, comme d'habitude, je vais faire une petite explication du texte en anglais. So I'm going to do a little explanation of the text in English. So I explain in English. So you've got the transcript of that too. And then we explain any of the interesting aspects of the language and talk through the whole text in detail and make sure you understand everything and have a good time as we do it. So that is our level 4 course, our advanced course, available there. We also have 2 additional courses. One is Il était une fois, and Il était une fois is a course where Pierre Benoit and Max challenge each other to come up with a story based on a certain number of words. So there are different words. They've got to include these words in their story, and they've got to think up the story on off the top of their heads, in French, of course. So you're following it. We provide a transcript, we provide subtitles, but we also provide a language pack for each episode, which gives you a full understanding of what was included in the story, and obviously other examples of those words. So that's a really fun course for very advanced learners, C1, C2 level, normally 129 down to 77 at the moment. And then our big advanced course is La Vérité éclate toujours. This is a novel where you're reading through 40 chapters of a novel, an exciting novel based around intrigue and suspense and so on. But it's not like a novel that you would pick off the shelf and read. It's a novel that you would pick off the shelf and read with all of the support that we provide. So if we go into the Academy here, and we should be able to have a look at La Vérité éclate toujours. Should let us in. Yes, so we're just going to the first part here. So you can see for each chapter, we've got the text, we've got the annotated text, we have audio materials, we've got a vocabulary list, we've got a video version with the text, and we've got an audiobook version, and then the language study, the Atelier Linguistique, where we're seeing the phrases in more complex or alternative, or seeing key phrases from the lesson in other examples, basically. But if we have a little look at the text itself, you can see it's written as a book. So, j'avais oublié ce que c'était de voyager en TGV, se dit James. Seulement 2 heures pour arriver à Paris. So we see se dit, that's a past historic tense. Le voyage lui parut extrêmement court, et pour cause le bercement et le calme de la voiture très tôt ce matin-là, ainsi que la fatigue et la manque de sommeil accumulés. This is advanced French. This is native level French as it would be written for a native speaker. But if we go to the text annoté, then you'll see that we've got lots and lots of notes which help you understand all of the text. So paru is another example of the past historic tense. It's the third person singular conjugation of the verb paraître. Le bercement is the rocking motion, bercer, to rock. That's what we would do to a baby. And berceau. So lots of additional vocabulary. And you can see there the whole text is split into, with explanations in the footnotes. And it gives you a real understanding of the text. And of course, you've got the audio version of this and so on. So this is a 40 lesson course, and it's a fantastic course. The normal price of this is a really large course with lots and lots of materials. The normal price is $4.99 down to $2.99 during Black Friday. We also offer bundles. This is where if you're interested in more than one course, you can buy a bundle of levels 1 and 2 together, levels 1, 2, 3, or even levels 1, 2, 3, 4. So for example, the normal price for levels 1, 2, 3, 4 together is $649. Down to $389 at the moment. So saving a huge amount with our Black Friday special offer. Okay, I'm getting completely hoarse, so I'm going to stop talking and read some of your questions. Sharon is saying, coffee's calling before you power down. Yeah, I do think I need I've got a cold cup of tea here in my coffee break German mug. Don't look at that. I don't really think a cold cup of tea is going to cut it right now. I do think I need a coffee. I might get a coffee before our final live. RL is asking, if you subscribe to a course, can you listen to the same lesson a number of times? Absolutely, you can listen to the same lesson as many times as you need. Same with the video. With the club, you can watch videos as many times as you want. You'll also notice with the club, if I just come here, if we go back to all videos, so in the club, you'll see this one, for example, is grayed out. That means I've watched that one. So the ones that you've watched will be grayed out, and the new ones will be in the strong colours. I also should have mentioned in the club, we've got filters and we've got a search facility. So for example, if you want to see all the videos that have got a grammatical element in them, then you can filter for grammar. If you want to see all the postcards, the type that we saw earlier, you can see all the postcards there. If you want to see Walk, Talk and Learn, you've got all of the episodes of Walk, Talk and Learn there that you can scroll down. And if you want to search for a particular topic, let's say we were looking for the imperfect tense, we can search for that and we'll see videos about the imperfect tense, videos which feature the imperfect tense, and so on. So really good search facilities within the Coffee Break TV app and platform, which will allow you to find exactly the video that you're looking for. And of course, you can watch them multiple times. Cheryl is saying, I've completed season 1 of the audio Coffee Break French and 10 lessons into season 2. Would level 2 be a good buy? Yeah. So the 10 lessons of season 2 that you've listened to will be the first 10 lessons of level 2. But by using the course, you'll have access to the video versions, the lesson notes, and you'll really be able to form a solid foundation in order to move on from that with level 2. So I would definitely suggest going for level 2 based on where you are with things. Let me just check through that I have got all of these questions answered. I think I have answered everyone's questions. Most importantly, you need that link, coffeebreaklanguages.com/BF2024. And if you go there, in fact, we'll put it in the, I'll just put it in the chat. So you will be able to access the Coffee Break, the page that we've been looking at this afternoon. This page here, you'll be able to access this page from there. The one that we've been looking at is the French page. Obviously, just click on French and click on all courses, and then you'll see all of the options in this course, in this page. The beginners, the intermediate, the upper intermediate, the advanced, the club, all of that content, and the bundles too, everything explained there, and everything is in the one place with all the links, and the links already have the codes in them. So don't worry about adding that code. The links have the code in them, so you will get your 40% off. Okay. I hope that this has been useful. I hope it's given you an idea as to where to go next, as to how to move forward with your French, and indeed how to move forward with Coffee Break. We very much hope that you will take that next step with us. We hope that you do so this weekend because it's the absolute best time to do it. This is the biggest sale of our year. And another question that people often ask is, will the sale change over the next few days? Will you be introducing, another type of discount or something? No. This is the discount, 40% off everything, and everything that you see here will stay the same until Tuesday, after which point it will no longer be possible to buy them at these prices. It will be back to the normal prices. But I very much hope that this has been useful, that you've enjoyed it, and that you've enjoyed spending some time looking at what we have to offer. Have a fantastic weekend, whatever you are planning to do. And all that remains for me to say is, as ever, happy coffee breaking. Merci beaucoup et à la prochaine.